Snake, have you ever heard of something called Fox Die? Well, apparently Fox Die kills its victims by simulating a heart attack. That means the Fox Die vaccine must be around somewhere.
Is that all you think about?
Fox Die is a type of retrovirus that targets and kills only specific people.
Colonel, you double-crossed me.
Done.
Detonation code activated.
Whoops.
Ready for launch.
Snake, that's not Master Miller.
Yeah, no kidding.
Campbell, you're too late.
Master Miller's body was just discovered at his home. He's been dead for at least 3 days. I didn't know because my codec link with Master was cut off. But maybe
This whole time.
his transmission signal was coming from inside the base.
So who is it?
Snake, you've been talking to...
Me, dear brother.
What? Great. It's a pretty cool boss design, I think. Metal Gear itself is like a dumb idea, but it works okay. Hey everybody, welcome back to Dan Plays Metal Gear Solid, The Twin Snakes. I'm Dan, this is Metal Gear Solid, The Twin Snakes. I don't know why I said it in that voice. I don't think I've ever used that voice before in my life. Well, maybe not never. But we are, I think, in the home stretch. So I think we're gonna do it. I think we're gonna go for it. Oh no, I just knocked over water. It was empty. Detonation code, Madby's used, told the even more shocking fact Pentagon's goal was to assassinate the terrorists and other involved. Sorry. Detonation code Snake mad at the fact that he's been used is told by Liquid and even more shocking fact Pentagon's goal from the beginning was to assassinate the terrorists and other involved with the virus Fox Die, carried by Snake to hide the facts about the development of Metal Gear. So Liquid also tells Snake that they're twins. While Snake is shocked from what he has been told, Liquid finally starts controlling Metal Gear. Oh yeah, I was like, I think we're about to battle Metal Gear. Let's see. Let's get the body armor going. And Stinger missiles. So I remember now. You have to like disable his targeting and then stinger him up. Huh, I wasn't hurting him, was I? And I guess I couldn't target him, obviously, because electronics were disabled. Alright, so his little laser just went off. Let's just try shooting it in the face. I don't think I'm actually hitting him. Okay. Let's see. Yep, I just blew myself up instead of this guy. I think what I need to do is call somebody.
Snake, Rex's armor is impregnable. You can't do any damage with the weapons you've got. Rex uses the latest advances.
There we go.
Pound of armor. The only way you can pierce it is with a high-performance heat round.
So what do I do?
Rex's pilot seat operates exactly like a VR system. It's got multiple sensors connected to a high-tech interface used for the controls. It's
Okay.
completely self-enclosed and shut off from the outside.
So I need to make him open it.
He's not using his naked eyes.
That's right. So if you could somehow destroy the sensors. Do you see that round plate on Rex's left arm?
That's the sensor.
That thing that looks like a shield.
That's what I need to shoot.
Don't. If you can destroy that thing, it won't be able to use its electronic equipment.
So he'll be blinded.
Yeah. Try to hit that radome with a...
I knew I was supposed to hit something with a Stinger missile.
Stop it.
No. Rex was designed so it can be controlled manually, too.
All right, so let's go for the radome.
The part that looks like a beak is where the pilot seat is. In an emergency, it will open up. Rex's armor is perfect. You can't destroy it.
You told me that already.
But the interior is a different story.
I get it. First I destroy the radome. That will force him to open up the pilot seat.
Right. If you can shoot a missile into the cockpit, you'll destroy the computer control system.
Perfect.
You intentionally designed it with a weak point?
It's not a weak point. More like a weakness. People and weapons just aren't very appealing without a weakness.
Oh my god.
Don't you think?
I guess so. I Otacon.
Thanks for being an idiot. Works out in my favor. Oof. Alright, let's that's what we want to shoot, right? Alright, we got a couple good hits off. Ooh. Almost, oops. Messed that up. Let's wait for this next round of missiles first. Right, now we can go for it again. That might be blocked by the... Nope, I got it. Right, we'll wait for this next barrage. Uh-oh. Alright. I think my problem is that I was trying to hit him multiple times in one volley. That one didn't hit. Alright. One more hit, I think, should do it. Gotta look out for that laser. Alright. Oops. We both died. Kaboom.
Did that do it?
Let's go. Looks like it did it.
Damn!
Why does it roar? Oh, there we go. There we go. It's open now.
Nice try, Snake!
Uh-oh.
Get away! Gray Fox. A name from long ago. It sounds better than Deep Throat. So it is you.
Frank Yeager.
You look terrible, Snake. You haven't aged well.
I'll send you back!
Spoiler alert. And it's going to destroy the radome. Dope. Does he have a cannon arm? Or was that just something he was carrying? I didn't know he was Rockman. Jeez.
What do you want from me? I'm a prisoner of death. Only you can free me. Fox, stay out of this. What about Naomi? She's hell-bent on taking revenge for you. Naomi? You're the only one who can stop her. No, I can't. Why? Because I'm the one who killed her parents.
Dun dun dun. Plot twist.
Young then, and couldn't bring myself to kill her too. Oh, I felt so bad that I decided to take her with me. I raised her like she was my own blood, to soothe my guilty conscience. Even now, she thinks of me as her brother. Fox.
That's twisted, bro.
Outwardly, we may have seemed like contented brother and sister, but every time I looked into her eyes, I trembled with fear. Tell her for me. Tell her that I was the one who did it.
There you are!
We're just about out of time. Here's a final present from Deep Throat.
Stinger missile spinning in the background. Man, this director really liked The Matrix, I guess. Here comes the laser. I think it got him.
In the Middle East, we don't hunt foxes, we hunt jackals. Instead of foxhounds,
We use Royal Harriers! Fox!
how strong is that exoskeleton of yours? Snake, are you just going to sit by and watch him die?
Is he gonna take out that radome for me finally?
A cornered fox is more dangerous than a jackal!
Did he just launch the sword back to himself?
He destroyed the radome.
Alright, now he's exposed.
Impressive! You are indeed worthy of the codename Fox. But now you're finished!
Now, fire the stinger!
Fox! Can you really shoot? You'll kill him too!
Now, in front of you, I can finally die.
It's no good. I can't do it.
After
It's no
Zanzibar
good.
land,
I can't do
I
it.
was taken
Yep,
from the
that's what I thought.
neither truly alive.
It's no good. I
nor
can't do it.
truly dead. An undying shadow in a world
No,
of light.
I can't do it.
But
I
soon-
can't shoot.
I'm like interrupting his monologue.
No,
It will
I
finally
can't do it.
end.
No, I can't do it.
He is pretty good at maneuvering this tank.
Fox!
Poor guy.
Snake, we're not tools of the government or anyone else. Fighting was the only thing I was good at. But at least, I always fought for what I believed in.
The original Metal Gear had this cutscene, and if you died, you had to watch it again, and there was no skipping cutscenes in those days. So I watched this cutscene a bunch of times.
when death is entreated. The battle is decided. You see, you can't protect anyone. Not even yourself.
What is this, Metal Gear Solid 2? That's a joke that you'll get in Metal Gear Solid 2. Here we go, here we go, here we go again. Alright. So now
There you are!
we gotta fight him, but he's not armored anymore. Pick up that ration. Still the only spot that we can really hit is his cockpit. So let's just wait until he turns around. Just keep hitting him. I think partially because this is like easy mode. Like, he just takes so much damage that this is... Oops, I accidentally changed the Nikita missiles. What I want are Stinger missiles. Alright. Almost dead. As soon as these missiles miss me, we'll shoot him again. I think probably one more of these should do it. Alright. Made sure that his lasers miss me. And boss fight over. Easy mode is easy.
Snake!
I wonder if you could have
Crush you into dust!
stunned him. Almost dropped the controller, and I was worried I would skip the cutscene.
Sleeping late as usual, eh, Snake?
Liquid, you're still alive.
I won't die. As long as you still live.
Too bad. It looks like your revolution was a failure.
Just because you destroyed Metal Gear doesn't mean I'm done fighting.
Fighting?
Here we go, here we go. Are we finally gonna beat Liquid Snake?
Restoration of the era when warriors such as us lived as we should.
That was Big Boss's fantasy.
It was his dying wish. When he was young during the Cold War, the world needed men like us. We were valued then. We were desired. But things are different now.
You're damn straight they
With all
are.
liars and hypocrites running the world. War isn't what it
War.
used to.
War's changed.
We're losing our place in a world that no longer needs us. A world that now spurns our very existence. You should know that as well as I do. After I launch this weapon and get our $1 billion, we'll be able to bring chaos and honor back to this world gone soft.
We'll see.
Conflict shall breed conflict. New hatreds will arise, and our own biosphere shall steadily expand.
But as long as there are people, there will always be war.
But the problem is balance. Father knew what type of a balance was best.
Is that the only reason?
Isn't that reason enough for warriors such as us?
I don't want that kind of world.
Ha! You lie. So why are you here then? Why do you continue to follow your orders while your superiors betray you? Why did you come here? Well, I'll tell you then. You enjoy all the killing. That's why.
What?
I didn't kill.
Denying it?
If I have a kill, it's maybe the person who fell down at the end.
That was...
I stunned them.
I watched your face as you delivered the coup de grace. Oh, it reflected such vitality.
That's not me.
You're wrong.
There is a killer inside you. You don't have to deny it. We were created to be that way.
Created?
Les enfants terribles. The terrible children. That's what the project was called. It started in the 1970s. Their plan was to artificially create the most powerful soldier possible. The person that they chose as the model was a man known then as the greatest living soldier in the world.
Big boss.
But Father was wounded in combat. And
This was in
already in
MGS
coma when they brought him in.
between
So
Peace
they
Walker and
created
5.
us from his cells, with a combination of
Or I guess
20th
Ground
century
Zeroes
animal
to
cloning
5.
and the super baby method.
Super baby method.
They fertilized an egg with one of Father's cells, and then let it divide into 8 clone babies. Then they transferred the clones to someone's uterus, and later intentionally aborted 6 of the fetuses to encourage strong fetal growth. You and I were originally octuplets.
Octuplets?
Dun dun dun.
The other 6 of our brothers were sacrificed to make us. We were accomplices in murder before the day we were even born.
That's a weird reading of
It
accomplices.
was you and I, 2 fertilized eggs with exactly the same DNA. But they weren't finished yet. They used me as a guinea pig to create a phenotype in which all of the dominant genes were expressed to create you. I got all the recessive genes. You took everything from me before I was even born. But
That's not.
you and I aren't his only children.
It's not really how genetics works.
The Genome Soldiers. They too are his progeny, carrying on his genetic legacy. But unlike us, they carry it digitally. With the completion of the Human Genome Project in the last century, the mysteries of humanity were laid bare. Thanks to Father's DNA, they were able to identify more than 60 soldier genes responsible for everything from strategic thinking to the proverbial killer instinct. Those soldier genes were transplanted using gene therapy into the members of the next generation special forces. That's how they became...
This also sounds like nonsense, but it's not bad sci-fi, I guess.
That's right. The Genome Soldiers that you've been killing right
I haven't
and left
been killing anybody.
are our brothers with the same genes as ours.
The Genome Soldiers?
They are misshapen creatures, artificially produced from Father's genetic pattern. They are our blood brothers, and they were born of many an ultimate sacrifice.
Sacrifices?
Human experiments. Huh? 1991, the Gulf War. The military secretly injected soldiers with the soldier genes. The Gulf War syndrome that hundreds of thousands of returning soldiers complained about was a side effect of it.
Ha! Everyone knows that the Gulf War syndrome was caused by exposure to pesticides and radiation from depleted uranium rounds.
Is that so?
That was just a cover story issued by the Pentagon. First, they tried to say it was post-traumatic stress disorder, then chemical or biological weapons. The poison gas detection units and the anti-sarin injections, they were all just to cover up the secret genetic experiments.
Sneaky.
So then, the so-called Gulf War babies that have been reported by Gulf War veterans are...
Yes, they too are our brothers and sisters.
So the genome soldiers mean that the experiments were a success?
Success? Don't be a fool. They're a complete failure. We're on the verge of extinction.
What?
Have you ever heard of the asymmetry theory?
This is a long
Tends to
cutscene.
favor asymmetry. Those species which have gone extinct all show signs of symmetry. The genome soldiers suffer from the same problem, signs of symmetry. So do I, as do you. That's right. We are all on the verge of death at the genetic level. We don't know when or what type of disease will occur. That's why we need the old man's genetic information.
You want
I
Big
see.
Boss's DNA so you can save your
I forgot about these tiny
Very
details.
touching.
In nature, family members don't mate with each other, and yet they help each other to survive. Do you know why?
Not every species.
Because it increases the chances that shared genes will be transmitted to future generations. Altruism among blood relatives is a response to natural selection.
That's one way to read
That we
it.
will help our blood relatives is inscribed in our very genes.
You're telling me that your genes are ordering you to save the genome soldiers?
You can't fight your genes. It's fate. All living things are born for the sole purpose of passing on their parents' genes. That's why I'll follow what my genes tell me. And then, I'm going to go beyond, in order to break the curse of my heritage. And to do that, first,
Aren't you supposed to protect your genes?
look behind you.
Meryl?
Meryl.
Is she alive?
I'm not sure. She was alive a few hours ago. Poor girl kept calling your name.
Meryl?
Stupid woman. Falling in love with a man who doesn't
I have a
even
name. It's
a
David.
name?
Oh, whoops. I'm not supposed to say that.
Name.
No. We have no past.
That's like a reveal later.
If we did, our fate is nothing but what is determined in the genes we inherited from our father.
Let Meryl go.
As soon as we finished our business, we're almost out of time.
You're talking about Foxdie.
No. It seems now that the Pentagon knows that Metal Gear is destroyed. They've arrived at a decision. They won't even need a BDA. If you want the details, why don't you ask your precious Colonel Campbell?
Go into another cutscene, a codec one.
Colonel, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm listening.
What is the Pentagon trying to do? Colonel!
It's pretty
answer me.
obvious, Snake.
The Secretary of Defense has taken over active control of this operation. He's on his way there by AWACS.
What for?
To bomb the place.
What?
Not only that, B-2 bombers just lifted off from Galena Air Force Base. They're carrying B-6113 surface-piercing tactical nuclear bombs.
Obviously.
What? Metal Gear is destroyed. Tell the Secretary of Defense.
The Secretary of Defense heard that Naomi double-crossed us, and he's worried about Fox Die. Now that there's no more danger of a nuclear strike from Metal Gear, he's going to do whatever's necessary to cover up the truth of what really happened here.
He's going to drop a nuclear bomb to vaporize all the evidence, along with anyone who knows anything.
Don't worry, Snake. I'll stop the nuclear strike.
Hurry.
How?
I may be only a figurehead here, but I'm still officially in command of this mission. If I issue an order to delay the strike, it'll confuse the chain of command and at least buy you some time. It'll give you a chance to escape.
But Colonel, if you do that...
It's okay, Snake. The truth is, Foxhound was
Probably 'cause of Naomi.
of an undercover investigation. Merrill was transferred to this base just before the terrorist attack as a way of manipulating me.
Those bastards.
I'm
Sneaky,
sorry.
sneaky.
They forced me to cooperate in exchange for her life. You'd better get out of there, Snake.
Are you sure? It'll be bad for you.
Don't worry. It's the least I can do for you after all the lies.
Colonel.
I'm ordering them to cancel the bombing run. After that, there's no turning back. Huh? What are you doing?
Uh-oh.
Snake!
Mei Ling, what happened to the Colonel?
I don't believe it!
What happened?
Snake, the Colonel!
Roy Campbell has been relieved of duty.
Uh-oh.
This is the Secretary of Defense, Jim Houseman.
Jim Houseman.
Put the Colonel back on.
He's been placed under arrest for leaking top-secret information and for the crime of high treason.
Ridiculous.
Yes, he is a ridiculous man. He truly believed that he was in command of this operation.
You bastard.
There won't be a speck of evidence left. I'm sure
This is bad for us.
would want the same thing.
The President ordered this?
The President is a busy man. I have
They messed up this guy's sprite.
How do you plan on explaining a
You can see it on the right corner of his mouth.
the media?
Don't worry. We've prepared a convincing cover story. We'll simply say that the terrorists exploded a nuclear device.
Damn it! You'll be murdering everyone here. The scientists, the Genome Army, everyone.
It's all
Donald,
evidence.
The DARPA chief is already dead.
Sigint?
So you didn't mean to kill the DARPA chief after all.
He was my friend.
And you could care less about what happens to everybody else, huh?
Well, if you give me the optic disc, I might consider saving them.
What are you talking about?
Metal Gear's test data. Donald was supposed to bring it back.
I don't have it.
I see. Oh well, that's okay.
I'll just kill you.
You two are an embarrassment from the 1970s. Our country's dirty little secret. You can't be allowed to live. You're just the lingering ghosts of a system that is no more. Well, do try to get along in the time you have left before the bomb.
Gotta escape.
Oh, there's no way out for us. Let's finish this before the airstrike.
Let's.
You stole everything from me. I shall nullify you and your genes, and I will take them all back. She'll make a beautiful sacrifice for our final battle. Do you see this?
It's a detonator.
This will be the time limit for our final battle. When death comes for this girl, this nuclear module shall vanish from this world as well. If you win, you might still be able to save her. You could enjoy one brief moment of love before the end.
How much time we got?
And if you cross this line, you'll fall. At this height, it'll kill even you.
when I first played this game on the PlayStation,
Snake!
this was maybe my least favorite part of this game.